What's up, everybody? It's Kamakazi here today. Today I'm going to be telling you guys 7 mid-tier builds that you can use when you're a mid-tier player. And these builds are going to be able to push you into Champion League so that once you guys are kind of like just situated, you can actually get these really great builds that are going to definitely help you in your meta travels in Champion League. So a mid-tier build usually consists of a low-end bot, maybe a silver or like low gold robot that can eventually have like component weapons or robot, it's whatever. So basically it's like a 50-50, either the weapons or the robot or component meta level thing. So let me give you an example. Number 1, my first, and this is my most favorite, I love this robot, is the Avenger Carnage. So the Avenger Carnage basically is a Bulwark, but just lower tier. The Avengers are very powerful weapons that definitely just rip into players. They are the component weapons. Those are the meta tier things. And eventually you're going to switch out that Carnage into a Bulwark. And you have the Bulwark Avenger, which is such a powerful invader killer. I call it the invader squasher because it just squashes invaders. Invaders cannot just handle, an Avenger. If you are constantly slamming them with Avenger fire, an invader cannot handle it. So basically, a Carnage, how you want to play this Carnage is you want to play it very, you just want to watch out, you guys. This thing is not a tank like the Bulwark, so you can't just walk in anywhere and just start shooting up everything. You really have to stay behind walls, you have to stay behind cover, and watch out, watch your sides, because this thing is horrible, has horrible, defense against energy weapons. A Halo, a Taran, whatever, will destroy this thing. In fact, a Taran Spectre, if it's leveled enough, can one-shot a Carnage. I'm not even joking. I've had that happen to me. Because I had a Carnage, I think it was like level 5 or 6, so it wasn't leveled up too much. But, a Taran Spectre just walks in there, and then boom, I'm dead. Without even, any notice. So you just have to watch out. But that shield, the Carnage has a really great energy shield that makes it very powerful against missile and kinetic weapons. And it reloads, so it's like you can go out, fight someone, and that's what I love about shields, is that you can go out, fight someone, they can deplete your shield, maybe you'll take a little bit of a hit, and then you just reload that shield, come out and fight again. That's why I love the Carnage Avenger, and as soon as you can, switch it out to a Bulwark, and I guarantee you can get a lot of damage with that. I actually have that in my hangar, and it does very great. Alright, number 2, we have the Griffin with Tarans and Halos. This is going to be your energy build that can really rip into other bots. So, Taran Halo, you're asking what kind of builds can you... What are the meta tier kind of builds that you can use this? Basically, if you change out the Griffin with a Ares, or eventually, guys, we have a new robot coming out, which is the tier. It's a self-healing robot, and it heals other robots, so it's like a Mender, and a Wayland kind of had a baby. And so you're going to want that, because in the future, if you switch out your Griffin with a Taran and Halo, boom, it's going to destroy a lot of things. And an Ares currently is the meta of the meta. The Ares is basically, in my opinion, the most overpowered robot. Some people like the Aojun, think it's more overpowered, but I honestly think the Ares is still more overpowered than the Aojun. So, basically, the Ares has this 8-second shield and 4 weapons, which is so much more powerful than the Griffin. The Griffin has a jump and a decent amount of health. It will actually, the Griffin, this build, will definitely take down robots in the lower leagues, but as you begin to get up to Champion League, it gets pretty weak, I gotta tell you. So you definitely want to switch it out as soon as possible. Well, actually, scratch that. You might want to switch it out around Master League. That's when it kind of gets irrelevant. So this build definitely has those halos on it, and it's the energy build that's going to be able to whack anything with a energy shield. It's going to bypass that. Now, you're probably wondering, why would we need that? Why would we need energy weapons, And I understand your concern, because energy shields are kind of not becoming the meta anymore. They're kind of coming out of, their meta, because before, the Ancile ECU Hellburner was destructive, but after its nerf, it's definitely kind of non-existent. Well, it's becoming more and more irrelevant, but people still use them, so this thing smashes that. And the Griffin can definitely be used in those battles in the lower leagues, so you definitely want it. And that lockdown definitely works, I gotta tell you. One Halo usually doesn't do that much lockdown. Two Halos, though, it can lock down things a lot better, and you will find that you will like this robot. And eventually, again, the reason why you make these builds is because they have applications in the higher leagues. And you can switch them out, you can build your hangar, is what these things do. Because what I find people doing all the time is they're buying aphids, they're buying, you know, your, I don't know, punishers, and they're leveling them and trying to get to Champion League with them, but they will not work. You need component weapons. So why are you leveling your Leo and stuff when it's not even going to have applications in the higher leagues? Honestly, things like Leos with like Pinatas and Thunders and stuff, they do begin to become irrelevant after Gold League. So that's why you need component weapons and robots beginning to come into your hangar. Alright, next up, we have this amazing robot that I like to call the killer. So it's the Invader. Oh my god. I was talking about it because, you know, I kill it a lot with the Bulwark, Avenger. But if you don't have something with DPS, well, this thing becomes an issue. If you have like a Spectre Orkan, even an entire Halo silo of those MK2 Orkans will not kill this Invader. I'm not joking. That's how much health the Invader can have. So you want an Invader. So what builds can be used on the Invader, you're probably wondering. Well, what I definitely recommend is, just to begin with, Orkan Pinata. It's a very cheap thing that you can use, and eventually you can switch those out. Maybe to get kinetic weapons. Kinetic weapons are just so much better on the Invader. So, you know, if you want to switch out those Pinatas and Orkans, boom, go at it. So some of us are like in the lower leagues and have these Orkans from back when the Orkan Spectre were the meta. So you can just switch these on, and you actually, I've played this build on the test server. I don't actually own it, but I've played on the test server, and it does pretty great. So I know that you guys will have success with it. Just try it out, get an Invader, maybe put on some of your old Orkans, and maybe a Pinata or two. And then eventually you can just switch it out for a Storm or Halo, and boom. It's all about building your hangar with these. This next build, I cannot stress enough. You guys really are going to want this build, and it is super powerful. No joke. The Vityaz. So Ember, Halo, Avenger, Halo, anything really with Halos. Halo Exodus even works. You're going to want this on your bot. So what does this do? What are the builds that you can use in the future? Basically, you can switch it out to a Strider, and then have the Halo, Ember, Exodus, Avenger, whatever you want, even Redeemer. And also there's Hades that you can use, and you can use all those builds. And also, if you want, you can put it on a Hellburner. But wait, there's more. Inquisitor can also have some ways that you can use it, and Mercury. That's like 5 different ways that you can use this robot. So why did I pick those 5 things that you're going to want? So this next update is going to do a lot of rebalancing. If you want to stay ahead of the meta, this is going to be your build. Because the Mercury is going to get a nerf, it's going to come out of the meta a little bit. I think it'll still be very powerful, but it will come out of the meta. And I think that the Inquisitor will take its place, so that's why I put the Inquisitor in there. So you can use that Avenger, that heavy weapon slot that you used to put on the Vityaz. You can put that on the Inquisitor, which is very powerful and will hopefully help you out a lot. Now, next one is the Strider. The Strider is getting a boost somehow. Pixonic, I don't know what they're doing in their headquarters. I don't know what drugs they're on, but I want some, because this is making them do some wacky stuff. They're saying that the Strider should get a boost, that its ability, their dash, should go from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. So it's definitely going to be much more meta level than it is now. Even now, it's meta level. So you're going to want that on this robot. Also, Hellburner is also one thing you can use. You can use one of the light slots and one of the heavy slots and use it if you are in a squad. People use highly coordinated Hellburner squads sometimes mixed with Striders that can very helpfully, it can get you to all the way to the other team's home beacon. And so if you use that and you combine it with an Ansel ECU Hellburner, it's definitely a very powerful squad that you could have there. Also, guys, the Hades. The Hades is also getting a boost, and considering that the Hades is getting a tiny boost, it's already pretty powerful, but it's kind of been shadowed over by its way overpowered Ares brother. And so the Hades is getting a boost. Sadly, the Ares is not getting a nerf because Pixonic is on a lot of cocaine. So the Hades, I have one, and it is super powerful, and it's also going to get a boost. It's one of those bots that you just hide behind a wall for a couple of seconds, and then you go out, use that ability, and then come out and destroy everything with that recursion shield. So, yeah, definitely get this build, guys. The Vityaz, these Vityaz builds, honestly, they not only are powerful when you have it on the Vityaz, but they're also powerful in Champion League with those Striders and other robots. Alright, number 5 is the GI Patton. And again, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Pixonic really needs to help us understand how to pronounce these robots' names. No, but I'm pretty sure it's the Patton. So this robot has 4 light weapon slots, and it's very meh in the lower leagues. So that's an oxymoron right there. It's very meh. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. So the Patton can be used with halos, is honestly, in my opinion, is the best. Or you can use the new weapon, Blaze, which is basically a light ember, and you can use it on it. And so what's kind of the next level approach to this? The next level would be to get a Blitz. So the Blitz is kind of underpowered right now in terms of suppression bots. The Invader really takes the cake. But in this next rebalance, the Blitz is getting a pretty major boost in terms of speed and firepower. So you are going to want to get this bot. Halos are also very powerful in terms of lockdown right now, and they can destroy a lot if you put it on a Blitz. 4 of those will definitely be a one-shot at point blank lockdown. If you're at point blank and you hit somebody, it's a one-shot lockdown, no joke. I mean, like, I would be surprised if you didn't lock someone down at point blank. So, this build, basically, the Blitz kind of has this ability where it's pretty weak when it's, like, not in its ability. So you definitely want to hide behind a wall. But once it comes out, it has an Aegis shield with some health, a decent amount of health. It's not a lot of health on the Aegis shield. It doesn't regenerate, sadly. And it has a basic suppression, so it does a buckshot, a buckshot. Goodness, I'm chewing gum, guys. I need to take my gum out because I'm like having slurred speech. So the buckshot is like a huge kind of like shotgun shell that just goes in a massive radius and can hit someone and definitely like suppress them. And it has 3 of these, so you can literally buckshot 3 people and suppress them all. And then they're going to be hitting your Aegis shield, so you're not going to take any damage because they're trying to hit your Aegis shield and they won't even get through it. That is how powerful the suppression is. So, yeah, and you can take a ton of, like, you can make them take a ton of damage by doing that, and it's definitely great for team play. After this boost, I know that's going to become meta level, and it's going to kill a lot. So, definitely start racking up those components for the Halos and the Blitz, because this will be a pretty great build. My next build is number 6. It's the Raijin Redeemer. So the Raijin Redeemer is like a pretty powerful robot. I've seen it actually in Champion League battles, and honestly, it kind of keeps up with the meta. I'm not joking here. Like, if you set it up on a center beacon, it can do a lot of damage, which is surprising. And the Redeemer is getting a boost. Sorry guys, I was trying to think. I was thinking, I don't think the Raijin is getting a boost. I think they canceled that after the second test server of the rebalance, sadly, which I think the Raijin could use a little bit of a boost. But, you know, the Redeemer is getting a huge boost, as we know. And the Raijin just kind of is very easy to get. So if you get 2 Redeemers, which isn't even that many components, it's 20,000 components, and then just put on a Raijin, boom, you're killing everything. And not only that, if you want an even more powerful version of this, get the Aojun. The Aojun is like this flying behemoth of a robot that just kills everything. And I call it a glass cannon. It's one of those glass cannon like robots, but at the same time, it can hold its own even when it's on the ground. So, you know, if you put Redeemers on this is meta level. I know people in Gods and HC and those top clans that run this thing at full MK2, and they kill everything, and it goes super fast, I gotta admit. For such a heavy robot with 2 heavy weapon slots and so much health, this thing goes pretty fast. And the raijin, like I was saying, can hold its own. The raijin is slower, of course, because it's I don't know. Pixonic, for some reason, made this robot super slow, which I'm not a fan of. And then they made it stationary when it's using its Bastion ability. So the Bastion ability, basically, is where it stands up and it's completely immobile. And it gets a lot more firepower, and it gains a shield and a higher kind of viewing area, so it can kind of look over walls and stuff. Not really, but that's what they use it. If you're trying to like look over a little like kind of curve in the texture of the ground, then you can go into this ability and actually fire at people, which is pretty insane. Fun fact, the Bastion was actually a robot before it became the raijin's ability name, and they canceled it because, well, Pixonic's weird. No one really knows why. And number 7, the final one, sadly, the final one, is the Dragoon Fury. Dude, this thing is powerful. Now you're probably wondering, well, what's the more meta level one? Surprise, surprise. There is none. This robot is super powerful. I've seen this build destroy everything. And you're probably wondering, if you guys are already Champion League players who are watching this video for no apparent reason, you're probably wondering, well, why didn't you do the Trident Fury? Because it's so much cheaper, it's so much easier to get, because Tridents are only 1,000 gold compared to the Dragoon's like 10,000 components. You know why? Because, again, the stupid sucky rebounds wants to nerf the Tridents and turn down their splash damage to only like 12 meters, which really sucks compared to like their 17 or 18 that they had before. So yeah, you definitely don't want to, I wouldn't buy Tridents right now because we don't know. I'm crossing my fingers that they don't, because I have a Trident Falcon and I don't want it to get nerfed. Please, Pixonic Gods, don't nerf my robot. But yeah, get a Dragoon Fury. Just save up for it. Don't get Tridents, because I have a feeling that they're going to get nerfed, and they're going to go through this awful satanic nerf. So definitely get the Dragoon Fury, because guys, number one, the Fury is pretty cheap. You can get it from a silver chest, or if you want, you can buy it for some gold. And also, Dragoons really aren't that horrible to get, considering they're like a weapon, and you know, it's pretty great. You gotta like get them in workshop. Just get them in workshop, because you know, you don't want to buy them or something for gold or any other way. Don't buy them for $100, because you're stupid. If you buy like $300 worth of Dragoons, I'm going to come to your house and slap you. So you know, just make them in Workshop 2.0, and that's with all component weapons. Don't really, I wouldn't buy them for $100. If you find a deal for a couple of dollars, then whatever, sure, go buy it. But you know, just get component weapons and stuff in your workshop. If you're going to really spend anything in the game, I think it should be for premium or like a $1 gold deal. Or if you're a big spender, that you can buy weapons and stuff, but that's not what I recommend. Alright guys, hope you had a great time watching this video. Please leave a like, smash that subscribe, or else I am also going to come to your house and slap you if you don't. So smash that like and subscribe, and have a great day, my dudes. See ya!